Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnels who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980 8483 340 9400 or 635 9906.
Islamic microfinance is becoming an increasingly popular mechanism for poverty alleviation, especially for developing countries around the world. This microfinance service adheres to the principles of Islam as a form of social responsibility. Jonah Islamic Microfinance is the Islamic microfinance of choice in the Gambia, trustworthy and reliable. At Jonah Islamic Microfinance, we provide savings products, current accounts, financing products in conformity with Islam. In addition, Jonah Islamic Microfinance also offers local and international remittances, takaful fund, management of zakat, management of awqaf, trading and investment, and building of strategic partnerships to bring financial services to the doorstep of the poor with donor projects, madrasas, youth organizations, women groups, and farmer organizations. Make a choice with Jonah Islamic Microfinance today. For more information on Jonah Islamic Microfinance, call 377-2151 or 9832-151 or visit Jonah head office at Tipa Garage, Bakote, or visit any Jonah branch located countrywide near you.
To the brunch on Kerr Fatou Live. I'm Lamin Cham, and once again, welcome to our weekly current affairs coming every Saturday on your way right here. This week we continue our analysis of the 2022 National Assembly elections, which is exactly 1 week away. Well over 200 candidates have been nominated in all the 53 countries together, that is. And the IEC said elections will go ahead in the Fonies, despite early speculations that because of the displacement of voters, IEC may consider postponing the polls there until a future schedule. But that has now been made clear. Elections will go ahead in Foni. Still, on the matter of Foni, the crisis in the wake of the fighting between Senegalese and MFDC rebels, how is it affecting the Gambia? What is the way forward in search of peace, and what should be the role of the Gambia government and we ourselves as Gambians? Plus, we will also discuss individual campaign schedules and states in Kombo East and Brikama North, because we are joined in the studio with contestants from those constituencies. So we will catch up with how the campaign is going for them and generally their parties. Now, with me in the studio to do that, I am pleased to introduce Mr. Edrissa Jallow. Edrissa Jallow is teacher, activist, campaigner. Well, formerly he is well known for his role as administrative secretary, if I am right, and also somebody also in the finance department of the PDOIS. But Mr. Jallow has, since 3 months ago now, retired from active partisan politics. Well, that doesn't, of course, mean that he's not interested in politics. He is, and can make comments when he feels necessary. So he'll be helping me in the studio here because he's non-partisan, unlike the others I have here. So we will take you through these topics in the next 1 hour or so. So gentlemen, welcome to the brunch. Edrissa, welcome.
Thank you.
Good.
I'm pleased to be here with you.
Essa Dampha is contesting for the National People's Party in Kombo East. He was the spokesman for the West Coast branch of the coalition 2016. So he worked and probably knows Mr. Jallow very well during the coalition days. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cham. Together with my former boss, Mr. Edie.
Yeah.
Not only working with him at the coalition formation setup moment, but we shared the same party together. We were all doing.
I forgot that you were
for more than 12 years.
12 years.
Yes, so he was our admin secretary.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good. Lamin K. Bojang, DK Bojang. KB Bojang is the aspirant for Gambia Democratic Congress in Brikama North. There is another Lamin Bojang, but this one is Lamin KD Bojang contesting for GDC in Brikama North. Welcome to the brunch.
Thank you, my food man. You are missing my initials. I am Lamin KB Bojang.
There are too many Lamin Bojangs in
Brikama.
So you can excuse me.
Thank you.
That's why they call others Dembo, Nangam, to differentiate. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank
Good.
you for having me.
Let me start by saying good luck to both you and Mr. Dampha in your elections.
Thank you.
Right, let me start with Edie. Edie, okay, tell us a little bit about yourself, starting from, you were very active in politics. You were well known as a very, very strong foot soldier for DOI over the years. If I may ask you personally, out of curiosity, why do you decide to take a backseat in terms of, as far as partisan politics is concerned?
Well, that's a very good question. I voluntarily took a back seat because I think I have a greater role to play in working for national social cohesion. That when you sit on a platform of a party, most of the time the people you talk to, they tend to believe that you are defending a given group against others. And that may sometimes serve as stumbling blocks to attaining the national objective of peace and development. And if my interest is to serve the Gambian people to the best of my ability, I think it will be wise for me to take a step back from active partisan politics, even though each and every Gambian has a party on whose ideals he or she subscribes to. But when in such fora, it is always good to take that independent posture, to be as objective as possible in order to address the issues at hand.
That's why you took that position. Yeah. But many people, who might be DOI supporters, who say, well, Edrissa and others are the, are the next line behind the CDS and the Halifas, who the people should rely on to push the DOI agenda on, to keep it, to maintain it, to keep it alive. So they may be disappointed with your decision to step back out of partisan politics, no matter how lofty goals you may end up pursuing. They will still like you to be in the party.
DOI, I don't want to talk about
DOI again now because
per se, because I am not in the executive now
anymore. Yeah.
But I would also want to put one thing in the media for people to understand that DOI is a party that has worked hard to nurture minds so that they will be able to take over responsibility whenever they are given such responsibilities.
Okay.
And as such, we have an army of people who can step into anyone's shoes and do the job as it is prescribed.
I see.
So we do not have any shortage of people who will step in and move us to the next level.
I see.
But what is important, be it in there or as a Gambian, is to ensure that the Gambia becomes an envy of other nations. And that is the drive, that is what we must all struggle for.
Oh. Good. In your new capacity now, let's say as a concerned Gambian who wants to look at Gambian issues with an objective and independent lenses, what do you make of the climate of this National Assembly election process against the background of turmoil in some part of the country, especially the Casamas MFDC conflict? You must have followed from the very from January when this trouble started, when the MFDC allegedly accused the Senegalese forces of coming into their territory, which led to the killing of, now we know, 4 and the capture of 7 Senegalese who were released. Subsequently, we followed in the last 3 weeks. The Senegalese army seemed to be on a on a mission to to officially launch a massive campaign against the rebels. Particularly its effect on Gambia. I want to have your perspective.
Well, thank you so much. In order to give an analysis of the Casamas conflict, one has to go back and start from where it began. It started somewhere around 1982, when some Senegalese Casamasi dissidents decided that they want to secede from the main Senegal agenda. And as such, they were called separatists. 2 contending forces were at play. Senegal wants the whole territory as Senegal. Those in Casamas wanted to secede from Senegal and have their own territory. So, in that type of a situation, what do we do? Gambia's role should be a mediating role. And in between Senegal and Casamas, there should be dialogue, constructive dialogue. No form of dominance should take prominence whilst they are discussing. The Senegalese authorities should not seek to dominate, and the Casamasi separatists should also not seek to dominate. They should seek to live together in peace and harmony by way of solidarity.
One would argue that there have been a lot of attempts at this, exactly to achieve exactly what you have been saying, peaceful solutions, but they didn't work. Even Gambia mediation.
Now, what approach did Gambia take? What approach did Senegal take? And what approach did the rebels take? Have they been able to reach a consensus? Were they able to look at the problem? Because the fight is over resources.
I see.
It's land and resources. So the Casamasi people thinks that land is in their territory. And it is their inalienable right to harness those resources.
They also
Senegal, on the other hand, is the main body and thinks everything should be under them. Now it is for them to strike a compromise. Senegal could have given Casamas and other regions some degree of autonomy. And then they turn Senegal into a federal republic. Whereas these other entities will be functioning under the Federation of Senegal. That will not deter Senegal from being
one unity.
One unit force, just like is in the case of
Nigeria, Ethiopia in some way.
The USA. These are all federal states.
Yeah.
So it is for one to give and accept something. And it is also for the Casamasi also to take note and know that these people, they've been together and they are one unit. They should be ready to settle for something lesser than being a state of your own.
Like they should all sacrifice.
They should all sacrifice something
sovereignty
and accept being an autonomous body, but not a state, a stand-alone state on its own.
For example, the federal government can be responsible for foreign affairs, defense, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But inside Casamance or any other region, they can have their own way of.
Exactly. They will have their government. They will have their government.
They have their own priorities.
They will do their local activities. That's the local authority at that regional level. Once that is done, and they see eye to eye, and these people from Casamance now exercise authority over the resources
there.
I think it will go a far
long way
in solving the problem.
The separatists also argue on colonial historical line, saying that actually the way the French system was working, Casamance was meant to be a country of its own and not part of Senegal. They argue this was the case, and this formed the basis of their argument in the early days of the struggle.
Well, yes, but in every crisis there is what you call a motive force, something that motivates people to fight. Is it simply because they want to have their own territory? Or is it because of the resources?
Okay.
I think it is more to deal with the resources. This is why I'm saying they can manage the resources, of course under the supervision of the Senegalese authority, so that the ordinary Casamance people will also not be victims.
Yeah, they will not feel deprived of.
They will not feel deprived. So those who are going to take over the leadership at the local level will have prescribed functions, and the government, the federal government, will of course be able to monitor and develop programs and policies that will move Casamance away from where it is to a model democratic
region,
beacon of hope. Which can be done up to today.
But with the crisis now, one would not say spilling into Gambia, but with effects coming into the Gambia, like our society being displaced, etc., and there is this contention that the arrangement on the ECOWAS, which required or which made provision for Senegalese forces to be stationed in this volatile area of Fonyi, they said that is not helping the situation. I mean, how do you think governments will go about this?
Okay, now you have, when you want to treat such matters, you have to have three objectives: the short term, the mid term, and the long term. In the long term is for you to have peace, and peace that will not be derailed. In the short term is how to ensure that people can have a semblance of peace and live happy lives. So these three terms needs to be identified properly. And then in the short term, Gambia is not immune to Casamance problems because we share a border.
Almost everything.
The spillover effects will come. And secondly, we speak the same language.
Culture, everything.
We are from the same cultural background. Likewise, the other part of Senegal.
And the
Gambia, the river divides us in such a way that we are related to the north of Senegal
and at
the same time the south of
Senegal. That's what happened.
So that puts Gambia in a very critical
situation.
situation.
When it comes to Senegal.
When it comes to Senegal. We cannot afford to see our next day neighbor's home to be on fire.
Yeah.
So we are an interested party. Senegal, on the other hand, will also be looking at the Gambia and count on the Gambia. Because of our geographical location.
Our commonalities in terms of security.
We are at close proximity to the war or the insurgency that is taking place in that area. Guinea-Bissau is also another important player.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they also share borders.
Yes.
So the Guinea-Bissau and the Gambia should have a team and build a mediating team. And this mediating team should comprise of the Ministry of Defense of both countries, the Ministry of Interior of both countries, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of both countries. These people should do proper evaluation of what is happening and come up with policy guidelines as to how to ameliorate the problem. And then meet the Senegalese and Casamas people. Sit with them, discuss with them honestly, openly, and tell them we all have a stake in this. When Casamas is in fair, Gambia is also in fair. And Guinea-Bissau, the same thing. Because those who are running away from the crisis will come in the Gambia. Some will go in Senegal. You have your resources. They will be looted and they will pass through our porous borders.
Exactly.
All these are things that we need to look at. Then they will also understand that this person who is coming to mediate is mediating genuinely.
Yes, not partisan.
Because not only are you telling them that you should sit down and discuss, but you are telling them also to guard their resources.
Exactly.
So that the looting will be stemmed.
But then, you know,
once you earn their confidence, then you will start to build the momentum for peaceful discussions.
You see, I agree. What makes the Gambia situation more difficult, even for any government, is that the insistence on a military solution to the problem really makes the Gambia situation very difficult. I mean, in the absence of dialogue, the Senegalese authorities, if they insist on a military solution, that is where the problem with the Gambia comes. Because you are saying that the Gambia should be, Senegal can count on Gambia in terms of maintaining peace. That's very important in this matter. But again, if they believe the solution is military, they would expect us to behave and act to support them militarily. That can really anger, the separatists who might think that we are conniving with Senegal, and try to, wage reprisals against us. So it makes the Gambia government's role very difficult.
That would not be good for Senegal, and it would not be good for Gambia, because Gambia is the buffer. Between northern Senegal and southern Senegal. So if Gambia is to be a party in this rebellion or conflict that is taking place in Casamance, an active party where we have soldiers on the ground, Gambia itself will catch fire.
Now,
once that happens,
now listen,
know that it can go to the other
listening
side.
to the videos, reactions, and commentaries from all sides, the rebels want to believe that the presence of the Senegalese forces on the Gambian territory, the rebels, and in fact some Gambians, you said Gambian local people in the forces, they still believe that bother you're talking about cannot be realized if you have Senegalese soldiers on the Gambian soil. The Gambia can no longer be a buffer because they will think it's a front line, just as those in Zigans or in Dakar. So that is where the problem is.
Well, Lamin, that needs to be looked at.
That needs to be looked at.
You should know the history of the Gambia as well.
Yeah.
We came from an elections in 2016 in which we won, and we had a president elect. The one who was defeated tried to annul the results.
Yeah.
That is what brought about
This economic.
Yeah. And that is how Senegal fitted in. Now, after some time, just as has happened in 1981, after the coup,
Yeah.
when the Senegalese were here,
Yeah.
the Casamance insurgency started in 1982.
82.
This is almost a repetition
of history.
of history. Just as the Senegalese are here,
Yeah.
the Casamance conflict
Started.
is also spreading.
Yeah.
What do we do? What lessons have we learned? Are we to take the Casamance, the Senegalese economic, whom I think are doing a job?
Well, have contributed in saving the country. Definitely.
In saving the country.
Yeah.
Can we move them to the northern part?
Yes.
To Basse?
Yes.
To Farafenni?
Farafenni.
To
Bara.
To Banjul?
To Banjul, yes.
And take other members
Like
of the
Nigerian or Ghanaian country.
of the economic, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians,
Togolese or whatever.
the Togolese, the rest of them.
Yeah.
Bring them around that border. And also give them instructions, because I believe they have a command structure.
Absolutely.
And once they have a command structure, whoever is posted there, just to ensure that the
suspicion is out.
The suspicion of the local populace is being addressed. Because you cannot negotiate for peace when there is a high rate of suspicion.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Mr. Dampha, welcome. Thank you very much for those perspectives so far. Now, you followed the discussion and Jallow's interventions. When this incident happened, how did you live in Kombo East? I'm sure you must be the you must be the front line in terms of the problem that hit the Fonies. You're bothering Foni. How was it received there, and how do you think this problem can be solved?
Thank you very much. You know, Foni is they are my next door neighbor. We share the same boundaries, Kombo East and Foni. Really, I concord with Honorable Edi, in some sorts. Like when you talk about the national resource management and also decentralization, you know, if somebody tend to believe that he is or have been marginalized of some sort of developments, it can trigger anger, and that anger also can escalate to a full-fledged war or disobedience in some sort. That's why leadership is important. If you in charge of people's affairs, make sure you distribute their welfare judiciously. And negligence of duty or deprive them from their civic rights and social amenities. It can also trigger, some sort of conflict, not only militarily, but even civil disobedience and the rest of it. This conflict, I think, more or less, can only be solved politically and diplomatically. You know, there is no conflict in the world that can be put to rest only in armed insurgency or armed confrontation. You know, it's only diplomatic means, political means, political wills can solve the problems. Our empirical example here is Ukraine-Russian war. What is happening? Today Russians are fighting back from invading the Kiev, the capital, thanks to the negotiation that is taking place in Turkey. Hadn't been that negotiation started in first place, there wouldn't be any bloodshed. So we need to learn this thing in any of our political discourse. Only political discourse can bring peaceful settlement of any conflict. Casamance problem. The problem is if it is about resources or it's about marginalization from the central government in Dakar, that can only be addressed. All right? We have decentralization in Dakar. They have their mayors, they have their mayories, what they call it. They have their local autonomy. They have that one. Unlike Gambia or any other person. This time we saw the candidate for the central government in Dakar did not win there.
Yes.
The opposition won. So now, when we want to analyze, when we want to take it, like, put that into perspective, can we empower the candidate who won the election just previously?
Yeah, the mayor.
The mayor. All right? Can we empower? Can they empower them? The customer can be empowered to only look in their plight, to fight for their interests. If it is about marginalization, when it comes to development, now this mayor, when they empower him, he can just step in and do the best for them, because they have the same right, unlike any other mayors. He can tap resources. He can tap, whatever decisions, to make them enjoy the what is rightfully belongs to them. So, but if it is about sovereignty, claiming for their independence, as you rightly alluded to in the previous deliveries. Yeah. Talking about, like, when it comes to things, the imperialism or colonialism, Casamance should not be part of Senegal. Yeah, should be the state of its own. Yeah. If it is that, what is on the
well, they said the French system elsewhere.
Yes.
Similar to the way Casamance and Senegal was colonized, it ended up, the territories ended up becoming two separate countries. Why is it not the case in Casamance?
So if that is the case, yeah, like colonial power, they're still there. France is still alive. France is still there. Why can't separatist movement, their leaders, political elites there, take the matter to international court?
They made a lot of noise.
They claim for jurisdiction.
You remember Father Jamangon saying
good.
Made a lot of arguments against it. But
very well. I think still there's a room for dialogue politically. They can just take the matter to international ICJ, International Court of Justice, to claim that, well, for them to summon France to come and set them free. France will come and say what had happened. This was the initial deal. Casamance should be a state of its own. Senegal should be a state of its own. And they proved it with the documentation. And the matter, we took from there.
It's more complex than that now.
For now, if that is untenable, for now, because if they don't take they don't resort to court for redress, they want to use it like by armed confrontation. Yeah. Is that also yielding any benefit or any positive outcome? No. There's still a lot of life been lost, a lot of resources been demolished or been scattered. So still, at least it's never too late. I think, for my own thinking, we still need to go back to the drawing board.
What do you think
if Senegal and Casamance cannot just agree upon themselves, let them find a mediator. That mediator can be Gambia, can be any other state.
There have been mediations from the Gambia, the Catholic community in Rome, they call them Saint Equity and other things, and there have been other rounds of talks. What now is the problem is the existence of a military wing, in the bush, in the MFDC.
Stronghold.
Yeah, and the problem now is, how do you end the military aspect of the whole conflict?
That's what I'm saying. I don't believe any solutions to be solved militarily. I don't buy that idea. What I believe,
which is what the Senegalese government is
resorting to now, because I think they also retaliated. What had happened, I think Senegal is also now retaliating from the previous incidents that had occurred. Yeah. We all remember that, in few months ago, when they were pursuing somebody who was smuggling timber, and they fell into the trap of the emergency, and they lost 4 of their members, and 7 of them were captured, which were later negotiated and been released. So they also want to take to revenge, retaliate, to do it once and for all. Yeah. And now they want to.
The feeling is that over the last 4 years or 5 years, so there was a state of no war, no peace. There wasn't any fighting. Everyone was, keeping their corner. But the incident of January 24th, like we said, when some Senegalese soldiers chasing, these illegal timber
traders,
truck forayed into maybe probably they were not even conscious that they were going to prison.
Really? So,
but the rebels saw that as a provocation, and then there was firefight until they were able to capture and kill. Yes, the feeling now is that embarrassed the Senegalese government, Senegalese army very well. So they now want to go all out to eliminate them, which is proven to be very, very difficult and costly, even to us Gambians. But let's not forget the Gambian role. I want to know what should be the role of the Gambian government
Gambians
and the Gambians.
These three parties, Gambia, Senegal, and Cham. What I'm advocating for, let them resort to dialogue, let them resort to political solution to this problem. I don't think this problem can be solved militarily. What I believe is this problem we have to just resort to political solution for any redress or lasting solution. And Gambia can champion the cause based on its geographical location. Gambia can, but you cannot also take any responsibility if you are not given the opportunity to do so. If Gambia can take the bull by horn to resort to the court for Myanmar case, and now there's a and find solution at the international level. Why not to take the same role in their next door neighbors?
Different, but what do you think?
But if you are not given an opportunity to do so, then you cannot able to do that. And internationally also, it's difficult for you to negotiate between a country and a movement that is not recognized internationally, because I don't think Casamance rebels are recognized internationally.
Well,
so it's going to be difficult for a state to deal directly with them, except at international level, except at our own level here.
Yeah, but nobody is negligent of the fact that there exists an armed group who are fighting in the bush for
40 years.
For 40 years, everybody knows that around the world. Yeah. I think what you're saying is, I mean, you are right in one way that because of the Senegalese government's position. Many people, many countries in around Africa and elsewhere might not want to open dialogue with the rebels because that's giving them recognition or credibility. But that, unfortunately, is what the situation now requires, because obviously you have a fighting force and they are still fighting. People are dying, so it's better to negotiate than to take a military solution.
I've seen that one in the press release that was released by the government of the Gambia. In the aftermath of this last incursion that Senegalese soldiers are doing in Casamance at the moment. At the tail end of the press release, they say this problem can only be solved by dialogue and diplomatic means. That's what the belief of the Gambian government. Okay. So if they believe in that, I also urge them to take a step. You can just knock doors. Sometimes people cannot just come to you and say, "Come and negotiate." But for you, if you deem it necessary to do so, and it's a worthy cause, why not you start it? So I think that it will be important for the Gambian government to start.
What do you make
to start knocking the door to see either the doors might be open for them. They can take charge of taking diplomatic solution to see lasting solutions to the conflict. That's what my take is. But they also made it clear that the country Gambia cannot just be used as a launch pad for Senegal to wage war on the Casamance side. Okay. So when it comes to what you said, the negative impact that is affecting our politics and even the livelihood of the people of the Gambia, because Gambia and Senegal, they are like one country, and also the same thing like Casamance. Some people they cannot just stay a week without just intruding in Casamance. The same thing happens in Casamance people. We are interchanging many things. So if there is conflict in either countries, it will hamper our life and livelihood of the other country. So the negative impact is there, and I think Gambian can use that one as a leverage to seek redress, political redress or diplomatic redress to the matter, instead of allowing this military confrontation to take precedence.
Now, what do you make of? You must have had calls by people of Fonyi, and indeed other people. And when I say Fonyi, I mean Fonyi in total. Even though they have presently they are divided politically, but all of them agreed that one of the key and the first steps to diffuse this current tension and the suspicion between the Senegalese and the MFDC, this new round of trouble, one of the key elements or steps to be taken is the withdrawal of economic Senegalese contingent from the area. Like Idi was suggesting, post them elsewhere. That will help in diffusing the tension and probably removing any suspicion.
Yeah, I really have a doubt when it comes to that kind of, assessment or claims or calls. What is so special about withdrawing Senegalese troops from there? What is ulterior motive? What is something that is hidden? Because they are not in Casamance, they are in Gambia's territory.
Yeah, but
it's so special. When we have our territorial integrity,
yes,
and sovereignty,
yeah,
we can deploy any troop anywhere we want in our country, either foreign or national troops. Government of the Gambia have that leverage. And also they are working in tandem with the ECOWAS. We all know, as my honorable man rightly mentioned, but what is the first reasons, allowing the ECOWAS,
yes,
in our country?
Yeah.
So we all know the history and the reason why they're here. But Gambia government also have right. You cannot dictate us.
No, but the thing is,
customers cannot say withdraw this.
No, the thing is,
or somebody else cannot dictate to the government.
The trouble is, why people are saying the government needs to do something that will really make it look like it is not taking sides. I mean, we know how the Casamance conflict has split the Guinea-Bissau army and almost caused a civil war. Ansumana Mane was, suspected or accused of siding with the rebels. Nino Vera was siding with the Senegalese. The trouble, what we don't want is the transfer of that trouble in Guinea-Bissau into the Gambia. The Guinea-Bissau army was split into two. The country had civil war, basically because of this Casamance problem. So what we don't want is it's coming here too. Like the presence of the Senegalese forces, especially in the light of what happened in January 24th, makes it easy for anybody to think that, the Senegalese forces on the Gambian soil are going to act as a front line against the rebels in case of any confrontation. That suspicion is there. You cannot remove that as long as they are there. So, and if that suspicion is there, the rebels will always feel that the Gambia is conniving with Senegal, just as Guinea-Bissau former president was conniving, as they see him to be conniving with Senegal. And then, that's where the problem is. That's what people are saying, that there has to be a solution. And one solution probably will be to remove economic Senegal contingent from there. Don't you think that's a valid argument? And especially it's coming from the people of Fonyi, not any other person. Gambians are saying this.
It's perception and opinion. One should respect any others' opinions. Me, I respect their opinion, but I don't think that is the solution. Because why? This conflict has been going on and on even before 2016. For 40 years. 40 years, yeah. By then, economic we are not here. Senegalese soldiers we are not here. Yeah. And the conflict we did not put to rest. So why not put to rest? Why now? So you are not using, because they know them, they know them, they know what is there. Yeah. They know what is there. Yeah. They cannot use that one as an excuse. What is there? Okay. Yeah. What is there? Let me finish. What is there? Yeah. There's an agreement between the government of Senegal and the Gambia to diffuse this illegal timber trade. Because deforestation is there. Climate change is looming every day. So no government would want, your environment to be deforested. You don't want that. So if there is a bilateral agreement between the two states, either from northern part or southern part, we want to diffuse this illegal timber trade. So now if the soldiers are stationed in the Gambian soil, they chase someone who they think that is doing the same, who ran and fell into the Casamance territory, and eventually the Senegalese soldiers fell into their trap, and they were killed. There's a attack, and they lost 4 of their soldiers in the Casamance territory. That is the case. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it should warrant the withdrawal of economic forces from anywhere in this country or to relocate them. So that will be the reason to diffuse this tension. I don't think that is the case. Because if that is the case, we could have seen that one, the problem should not have been started or should put to rest from 1982 to 2016. So but that wasn't the case.
So you don't believe, as most Fonyi people believe. Like I told you, the
Fonyi people deserve I'm
telling you, Fonyi people are very united on this particular issue.
They are united.
They are divided politically. But all of them, there was a recent gathering, all of them said, look, we might be divided politically, but the fundamental solution, all of us agreed, is that the presence of ECOMIC is not helping the situation. The conception, the belief is that the ECOMIC arrangement is made in such a way that Senegal has been able to exploit it, you understand, to pursue an agenda they could not do it in their own country. For example, this timber trade is happening in Casamance. Now, if Senegalese forces cannot stop it in Casamance, all right, why would they use Gambia to stop it?
My problem here,
That's
it's
where the
not
problem.
about Senegalese soldiers to pursue this timber trade.
Yeah.
That's my position there. I have to blame my own government. My government of the Gambia should take responsibility.
Yeah.
By
To ensure
upholding
that,
any treaty or agreement that was signed between them among the two states.
Good point.
If you see any timber trader, Gambian soldiers or Gambian police, paramilitary should be the one pursuing that person.
And then
taking them to court.
And then withdraw the Senegalese now.
No, I'm not talking about withdrawal.
What I'm saying.
What I'm talking about here.
I'm asking you. I'm saying that's exactly what the people of Fonyi said. Gambian security can do it with the willingness of government. This is the government who gives permits for this wood trading in the Gambia. Gambia government giving permits to people, and we know that there is no timber in this country.
Simple. That's what I'm saying.
So when we give people, we give them permits, where do we expect the timber to come from?
That's it. What I'm
Senegal.
saying.
So if we ask Gambians want to help them to stop it, one, we have to stop issuing this timber license, put our own security there to enforce this ban. Then we don't need the Senegalese there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My problem that where I cannot agree, where I cannot agree with them or with you, withdrawal or relocating or relocation of Senegalese contingent among the economic from one place to another. That is within the prerogative of the Gambian government. They can do that at any time. Okay. But they cannot be forced to do so. It's their right, okay? But enforcing this illegal timber trade should be solely the responsibility of the Gambian government. And the government security should be tasked to do that.
And not the Senegalese.
Not the Senegalese security. That's what my take is.
Okay.
I agreed that the Gambian soldiers or Gambia paramilitary officers or Gambia police should take precedence, should take charge to pursue anybody that they see with this illegal or whatever.
Or whether it's
and prosecute them, to confiscate them, to do whatever is lawful according to the treaty that they signed with Senegalese authorities.
I have a question.
Not these other soldiers, whatever. Okay. But to say withdraw this from A to point B, that is within the prerogative of the Gambia government. You cannot just force them to say because they are within our territory.
But
they are not in the Casamance.
What about if they are causing problems? Their presence is causing problems.
You know, it depends on how you perceive problem.
Okay.
How you perceive it. Maybe something can be on your eye is a problem, but in other end, it's not that much. It can be exaggerated. No, let me go. It can be exaggerated.
Okay.
You know the security issue. There is security. All the security chiefs, they brief one person. That's the president. Okay. Okay. And you are not privy to what they brief him. Are you privy to it? No. He's the giver.
I am privy to people packing up, losing their compounds and their.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe if they brief him that, look, make sure you relocate these people. If you relocate them, then we have lasting peace. But if you don't, this problem will not be. Okay. But if they say no, these people are not the problem. This, because we know that we have a battalion in Kerr. I see. Government also they have the security in Kerr, in front.
Yeah.
If I may intervene, we have some also in block.
Yes.
I think
so. These borderlines, we have a lot of our security apparatus mounting the border. Even when the conflict started, you see our people,
let's go. Eddie will cross it.
I just want
to ask me
one quick
just allow him.
Yeah, before he comes.
Yes. Please, one quick question. Dampha, I think we have all agreed that there should be a political settlement to this crisis. And the only way we can have such a settlement is through dialogue. Those who are going to mediate, if they are seen as people who have vested interest in securing somebody's position, giving that person advantage, would that undermine their mediation or not?
Thank you very much.
That's the point. In summary, that's exactly what we are trying to drive over the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah. That's the point you want to come across. I understand. But Gambia is a sovereign state, unlike like Senegal. How about Casamance? Is Gambia a sovereign state?
No,
Good. If Casamance is not a sovereign state.
Senegal is not recognized.
It's not.
No.
So when a sovereign state want to sit down to negotiate with another sovereign state, where will you leave Casamance? Are you going to call them there? No.
No,
that's what I say.
No, you will not call.
I'm trying to answer this
you will not call them as a state.
If you allow me.
No, you will not call them as a state.
That's what I'm
but
saying.
But you can call them as a rebel group.
Good.
With whom we need to talk.
Good.
To solve the problem.
That's what I'm coming. That's what I have to start it from somewhere.
Yeah.
I have to start it from somewhere before I just get to where I want to land. Okay. Now, Gambia and Senegal, they have an agreement to diffuse this illegal timber trade. That is there. But also there's this conflict that has been there. And Gambia also is of our interest to see this conflict is put to rest.
Politically or
politically?
Okay.
I agree with that. With him on that.
Yeah.
So now, that's why I say Gambia should not sit and wait for them to be engaged. Because that's why I even quoted on the press release. It was there that the belief of the government of the Gambia is dialogue.
Exactly.
To resort to dialogue to see that they have final lasting solution to this problem. And now I implore on the Gambia government, let them not wait for them to be called. Let them just start it to engage them. Let them start to engage the Salif Sadio and his group.
Yeah.
And also engage Senegalese government and see either side will open doors for them. So if they start to engage Senegalese government on the matter, Senegal will say no, we don't want. They start engaging rebels. They say no, we don't want. They will know that we did our effort. But let them not sit and fold their hand and see, not even doing the effort. So I implore on the government to make sure to start something now, not even to wait too long. To start something now. But what he was saying, Gambia government is not taking any side here. When it comes to these two, it's not taking side with the government of Senegal to say that we are taking side with you people against these customers. They are not doing that.
No, you do not.
They are doing what they are doing is state-to-state agreement.
What is that?
State-to-state agreement. That's what they are enforcing here.
Let's move to Lamin Bojang.
It's good to listen. You are misquoting me. I did not say Gambia government is taking sides. What I have said is Gambia government should do whatever it takes to ensure that the parties see them as
neutral,
objective
and
neutral people who are out to negotiate for peace.
Exactly.
Period.
Exactly.
And one of the
steps.
one of the steps that they are to take is to take away from the ground whatever is going to pain them. Whatever is going to.
Let's move to Bojang now. Let's move to Bojang. No, we will come. No, listen.
I have to clarify here. I have to clarify 1 minute. We are into the same thing. We are into the same thing.
Yeah.
What I'm saying here, I will never agree with anyone to say relocate here, do this, is within the prerogative of the state of the Gambia, which is a sovereign state, to decide.
Yeah. But
the suggestion that I have, I implore on the government of the Gambia.
You are right that it's government.
And Gambian government made it clear they will not allow the territory of the government to use as a launch pad to Senegalese to customers. They made it clear.
That's clear.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Lamin Bojang, KD Bojang, that is the GDC aspirant in Kombo, in Brikama North. Lamin, what's your take on this? Because from here we are coming to your own.
All right, thank you very much. It's very interesting listening to the gentlemen and come up with their opinions and all those things. But I tend to concur with Mr. Jallow on this issue. I do not want to dilate much on the internal issues of Senegal, but as long as it is affecting us as a country, I think I have a role to play, like to talk, to voice out my feelings or my views as to what is the way forward in this particular matter. Looking at the incident, we all know that the presence of the Senegalese soldiers in Fonyi is what is provoking the situation that we are facing right now. It's sad that we have Gambians displaced in their own country, and it's the first day of Ramadan today. They do not have a place to sleep. They are sleeping at public schools and all those things. It's sad. My belief is Senegal is not the only country that has the military might in the ECOWAS organization
Arrangement, yeah.
to give us that security that we need, or to give us that safety that we need in our country. No, Senegal is not the only country. We have the Togolese, we have the Nigerians, we have the Ghanaians. You know, we can simply relocate the Senegalese because we all know that their presence in Fonyi is what is provoking this unwanted situation. So I concur with him that we can play a role, most especially as National Assembly members, because we know that the gulf in intellectual capacity between our president and that of Senegal is so huge that whenever an issue of national interest comes in between the two, Macky always gets exactly what he wants. We all know that. That is not a hidden secret. Now, if that is the situation, and Macky wants the Senegalese soldiers stationed in Fonyi to help them combat the rebels, you know, that is not up to our interest. You know, our borders are just too porous. We cannot find the rebels. You cannot identify them. It will be very difficult if they, for 40 years, or for 30-something years, 35, 36 years, there has been this rebel war, this rebel insurgents in Casamance.
Yeah.
It has never crossed the border into our country. For the first time, it is happening. Yeah? And we all know the reason why it is happening this time. So why can't we relocate the Senegalese soldiers to somewhere in the North Bank region and bring in Nigerians and all those things, as you have rightly stated? That would obviously help to diffuse the tension that is about to plunge us into a situation that is quite undesirable. So for me, my take would be that Senegalese soldiers be relocated. It is not that yes, we are a sovereign state. Yes, we can do what we want to do in our own country. But if we see smoke coming out and it could lead to fire, it is our duty as citizens of this country to put out the smoke before it escalates into fire. So, and their presence there is like the smoke. And gradually we are getting to somewhere that we might all regret. And obviously, I personally will call on the government to relocate the Senegalese soldiers from Fonyi so as to bring that peace of mind with the Casamance people, that we are not siding with Senegalese soldiers. We are not siding with Senegal. We are neutrals who want to bring an end to this crisis there, and we want to do it through dialogue.
What do you make of people who like maybe Essa Dampha, who may think that the presence of the Senegalese forces there are valid, because in the past, the rebellion itself thrived and survived allegedly because of the connivance that Jammeh had with the rebels. I mean, the Senegalese had always accused Jammeh of supporting the rebels one way or the other, whether it's true or false. So they believe that because of Jammeh's alleged assistance to the rebels, that really emboldened and empowered. In fact, they said in some ways even, equipped the rebels to be bold. That was the allegation we had.
That is, as you state, allegedly.
Well,
we could not confirm any such things.
The Senegalese believe that was the case.
Yes, that is their belief, but it is an allegation.
Yeah,
because they cannot give us proofs or evidence that Jammeh actually helped the rebels and all those kind of things, or sheltered them, or this was exactly what he was doing to empower the rebels or something like. They cannot give us any such evidence. So it is an allegation until it is proven to be the truth with evidence. I will not buy the idea.
You still believe that, I mean, even without Senegalese forces, I mean, the Gambian forces alone can control this timber trade and can check that the rebels don't go into the Gambia armed or get supplies from the Gambia.
Actually, in the first place, I have the issue that I have with the timber trade is that it is our own government that is issuing
a license
at a cost to Gambians. You understand? Now, it is not that these timbers, as we are thinking here, that these timbers are illegally obtained. by Gambians in Casamas. Sometimes it's a community that want to build a market for their village, and they said, okay, let's sell this particular tree and use the proceeds to build this mosque or to build this market or to build a bantaba. A Gambian businessman who issued a license will travel to Casamas and buy this timber, buy this tree from them, from the village head or the imam and some things like. Yeah? I do not know what the Senegalese environment law or Senegalese forestry law says about selling a tree. I don't have an idea about that. But this is a Gambian who walked to Senegal and bought it, brought the daylight with his money. Now, he put his timber, load them on the truck and drive into the Gambia. Only for a Senegalese soldier to confiscate. This Gambian man loses his money that he spent in Casamas, and no Gambian authority helps him to recover that money from the village head or the imam. Or
but what about what if the Gambian businessman bothered to find out whether he can legally obtain wood from that area? Because as far as the Senegalese government is concerned, there is a ban there. So if you know there is a ban, you cannot get it legally. Okay. If you go there, no matter how noble the community's interests or intentions are in selling, but if you know that you will not get authority to bring it, I mean that's a risk you have to take.
If you will not have the authority to bring it, you should not be the only person to face the consequence. The Senegalese authorities knows the person that you buy this money from, this timber from. Why are they reluctant to go and get the person to come and...
that goes to the very matter of the conflict. The Senegalese security cannot go into that bush because of rebellion there. So all what they can do is to wait for anybody to come with illegal timber and they seize it. Now the question now is
at liberty to enjoy our money.
No, the question now is whether it is actually okay as far as our sovereignty is concerned for the Senegalese forces to enforce this law on our land.
No,
that's where the problem is.
Yes, obviously I do not agree that they have the authority to enforce, because we are a sovereign state. A foreign authority cannot enforce its authority on us.
So for a
start,
as we said, this timber, controlling the timbers or controlling perhaps any rebel incursion have to be handled by Gambian security first and not Senegalese. I think that's the fundamental.
Obviously, yes. Obviously,
I think that's the fundamental.
Obviously, yes.
Not so even.
Obviously, yes.
Well, I tend to agree, but not all timber is also coming from Casamas.
Yes.
We have pockets of forests
in the Gambia.
Tiang West, you have a huge forest park there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the Nyanis and the Fuladus, you have forest reserves, and these people can be getting timber from that end and bringing it here
down to Kombo.
So it does not necessarily mean that all timber that is coming is from Casamas.
Obviously. Yes.
But how do we know that this one is Gambian?
Yes, that is the point. And how do you know that it is Senegalese as well?
That point needs to be noted.
Yes.
Then what we do is to ensure that we liaise with those authorities, our forest authorities, that whoever is bringing in timber should come and seek permit from you, and you should show that person a designated place.
There is already a legislation, a rule playbook that securities and custom officials from Gambia should go by.
Exactly.
That's already there.
Exactly.
To determine whether this is legally
or illegal.
Exactly.
Yes.
So no, I think we all agree on into that. You know, the point is here. Enforcement of any of these legal or illegal should be sole responsibility of Gambian securities.
Yes.
Me, I believe in that.
But when
I never buy any idea of Senegalese security officers to confiscate anything, either from Senegal or from Gambia or from Casamas. You understand? Based on the agreement, because I know there's a treaty between the government of the Gambia and government of Senegal to avoid this deforestation. I know that.
So if you believe that,
enforce it.
Now, if
because I don't think Gambian soldiers can enforce that in Senegal.
It's unthinkable.
So why is enforceable here by Senegalese officers?
Okay, if you agree,
I don't agree with that.
If you agree,
my point is Gambian security officers should take charge of that kind of situation.
Not only
even
that,
rebel incursions.
Even the rebel incursions.
Yes.
Then if you believe that is possible, why don't you believe that there is no need for Senegalese forces there, especially when their presence is causing problem?
Go. What I am saying is not the the officers that are controlling our borderline are not Senegalese security officers. When this matter erupted, this last fight erupted between Senegalese and Casamance rebels, have you not seen the press release from Gambia Armed Forces? Have you not seen them patrolling the borderline, assuring our people of their security?
But they now said that
we have series of camps.
Okay, imagine
series of camps
right,
in Blob, in Kanilai.
But for the first time
now
in the history of the problem that we have.
Imagine if it was Gambian forces pursuing that truck that forayed into the Casamance territory, you think there will be hostilities?
If it was Gambian officers who have been pursuing this one,
yes,
I don't think there will be any hostility. No, I don't think so, because why the hostility was there? Yeah. These people are like
cat and mouse. Then there is better to separate them.
So the point is,
here. Put the Gambian soldiers there.
The point is here. They are not mounting our borders.
They are not
you see them on the highways, Bojang and other ends.
Yes.
But our borders,
they patrol.
Our officers
patrol the border.
Our officers patrol more. More than them. And even the Nigerian soldiers and Ghanaians, they used to patrol this end.
Yeah, after the incident.
I used to see them, going to Gunjur and even to Kato.
After the incident.
At night.
After the incident,
we had and they are Ghanaians, they are Senegals, they used to go through the border.
Yeah. The Gambia Armed Forces.
So they demarcate the territories.
In fact, the Gambia Armed Forces made it clear to the rebels that they cannot put checkpoints on our soil. They made that clear. They made that clear to the rebels, that they cannot make checkpoints, because it was said that in the incident, the rebels were, I don't know whether it's because of the confusion or something, they came and mounted a checkpoint in the Gambian territory. The Gambian army confronted them and said, no, you cannot do this. That's it. So if they are actually able to tackle the rebels in that manner, why do you need the help of a foreign troop to do that?
No, what I'm saying, I don't think that they need foreign troops to do that. They are not using them for that matter. They said it very clear. Territorial integrity of this country is solely in the hands of our national army. And they are doing that one. You've seen the press releases all the time. And even that incident, when it was occurred, you've seen them. They went round to secure people, to say, to assure them that, we are here to secure you.
But
the Senegalese officers, what I am not concord with most of the opinions.
Yeah.
Like to say, Kamfenda Johnson or Bojang, where you see most of the Senegalese troops.
Yeah.
Even in Kanilai, they are not there. They are not even in Kanilai.
Of course,
Kanilai, our soldiers are the one.
Of course, of course they are.
Kamfenda Johnson.
No, inside where the football field, where the estate is.
It's not inside Kanilai.
Yeah, but
it's an entrance.
It's inside Kanilai.
It's an entrance. It's an entrance.
Where the estate
but deep down there, you see Gambian soldiers are the one there. Deep down there is the Gambian soldiers are mountain. So they are the few Senegalese that are on the highway. You see them. It's not that they are the one. So you cannot just compel the government to withdraw or whatever.
I think I agree. Let's all agree that security matters.
Dampha, we must all be mindful of the language we use. We are not saying that we are going to compel. What we are making here are suggestions. Because
you are suggesting.
We are not comparing. No, we cannot do anything.
That's why I say, I accept and respect your opinions. But me also, my opinion.
Allow me to learn. I will never disrespect any human being. In the first place, as you do know me for many years. For me, whatever demeans a human being, if I am part of it, then I am subhuman. And I wouldn't recede to being a subhuman. I want to be humanly human. And I think that is how all of us should think.
Exactly.
And hold each other in high esteem. There is no way in which a civilian who is outside government can compel government. What you can do is to use persuasive influence. Look at the problems, discuss them, come up with tangible solutions that will ameliorate the problem. And when that is done, no one can take credit for it. It is the Gambia that takes credit for it, because it is the Gambia that got out of the hook. In 2016, when we had those crises, the annulment of the elections, and it was handled until President Barrow was able to come back and take the helm of affairs, it was the Gambia that won. not an individual. And what was said then was opinions. They were opinions, but they were informed ones. And that is what gave us the peace and tranquility we have. I think, for me, I will take all political parties to task, because there is something that they are to do that they are not doing. Because if they want to be the agents of change, if they are the ones who have assigned themselves the task of serving the people, they should be able to and be ready to interactively engage their people in order to raise their levels of awareness, so that we will understand our realities and become owners of policies by being able to contribute towards policy development. Without such, we will just be giving things, we'll be gulping them, and then regurgitate them at a given time, without being able to go beyond that level and reason and look at better ways of doing things.
Great.
I think the Gambia, from independence to date, we have to, that is both the ruling and the opposition, they all have something to do in order to help maintain peace.
I think we're talking about this because Gambians, like you said, are sleeping in classrooms. They cannot go to their houses. They cannot cook in their homes.
And it's the one of Ramadan.
And that is what concerns us. That's why Gambians want a definitive solution to this problem. And they can only do that by talking to their government, that this is what we say, we think you should do, this is what we all know, of course, security matters are sensitive.
Yes.
They are very sensitive. And what happens there in President Barrow's cabinet or emergency, well, we don't know. It might well be for the interest of the country. But in our citizens, when we see trouble, we have every right to give our different opinions as to how it can be solved. Like I told you, the Casamas problem contributed a lot to the disintegration of the Guinea-Bissau army and society. It happened in our presence. And it's because of the Casamas issue. So that is why we want the government, the authorities, to read this historical lesson and say, look, as it is said, unless we can really win the confidence of all these sides, both sides of the conflict, we cannot hope to be, a neutral unifier. And that's what the government should do. Now, the economic arrangement is all the best for the interest of the Gambia. We all knew without economic, Jammeh wouldn't have gone. That's clear, because Jammeh understands only force. He wouldn't have gone. But the feeling now is, under the package, Senegalese authorities have managed, to put in an agenda that really everybody internationally, you talk to everybody, any analyst, they will tell you that the Senegalese have put another agenda in the whole arrangement. Now, if that agenda is now bringing us disturbances, then it behoves our government to look at these issues and probably look for another arrangement where we will not be victims in our own country of a conflict that we had no business with. Frankly, whether true or false, Jammeh was helping the rebels, but we and the rebels had never had any problem throughout. Whether or not he was helping them is another issue, but we had never had problems with them.
From the inception of the rebellion,
we never had
any problems with them.
Yes. Whether or not that was because...
Maybe you will understand.
No.
Many Gambians lost their life there.
Yes, that could be.
Yes, and what had happened?
That could be, but they have never... They have never entered our territory.
No, don't say that.
No, I think Gambians who went into Senegal and stepped on mines there.
If you may recall, in the revolution of TRRC, some rebels lost their life in our territory. Sanamanya and guys, they say that they butchered some rebels.
Who butchered them?
They said it.
Who butchered them?
Sanamanya and others. You said that.
They are Jammes.
They entered in the Gambian territory, and they were captured by our so-called junglers, and they were said to be, I don't know which kind of units. That are their terrorism counter units, something like that. Patrol and at the end of the day, they were patrolling and found some rebels entered in our territory.
Okay, that's
So it happens.
Armed, right?
Okay.
Maybe you
Well,
might not be privy.
that's a completely different thing. What we are trying to do is, what's happening in Fonyi is that people have been displaced from their houses, all right, because of conflicts that is coming from. In the past, it's the Casamas people used to come and our people lodge them. Yeah. But now, even those who are coming from Casamas and the ones they are coming to are all packing up, going elsewhere. That makes the situation so sad that we as citizens need to talk to government and say, look, I think there is a solution. We know that security matters are sensitive.
Yes.
They are very sensitive. We don't know. They cannot explain what can happen into the public. They can only work in the in cabinet and other things and do it. And who knows, they might be doing just that. Yeah. But there is a necessity for us to talk about it because people are suffering there. And very quickly to wrap up that topic, in one sentence, do you think the IC was right to go ahead with elections there?
Yeah, I have seen no problem with the IC of going ahead of holding election. It depends on how logistics. Yes, the logistics. If they know that
they said they found the place conducive enough to hold it.
Conducive and secure.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If the security is there, people can have their security and election can be conducted in peaceful manner. Then now the logistics of moving people
back to where they will vote.
The arrangement can be made, finding vehicles, to take them back to their places and vote.
And then go to where they are.
And why not even going back to their places if the security is there in first place?
Yeah,
because if that's a security,
but the security were there.
You were forcefully moved from your house.
Security were there before they moved.
Good. So now, why can they not go back to their house if that's a security?
Cells were landing in their compounds or in their fields. So that's what.
And that's not security. They are not secured.
Yeah, but the security cannot stop the cells. The fighting, the latest fighting, we are told, did not happen in Gambian territory. It happened in Casamas between the Senegalese forces, not even the economic soldiers. It must be very clear that the last fighting did not happen between economic soldiers and the rebels. Face to face. We were told by official sources that the fighting happened inside Casamas.
Between Senegalese
there. Yes. And the cells were coming to the Gambia. And because of the earlier incident, our people felt, afraid. Then they move out.
Evict their houses.
They move out, yes. But it doesn't really eliminate the fact that the presence of the Senegalese contingent of ECOMIC is not calming. It's not calming their fears. There's always a fear that there will be skirmishes between the two sides, one way or the other. So as long as our people continue to nurture this fear, they will not be comfortable to go home. And then Fonyi will not be the Fonyi we used to know. And then the Gambia also will be affected generally. We will have internally displaced people, which we never thought in the Gambia would ever happen. And that's what's happening.
As you asked me about my own assessment or my own thought of the IC can go ahead to hold it.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, if there's a security, logistics can be made possible or available to take them back to their homes and vote.
And that can impact on our economy.
That's any situation there's how to curtail that. It depends on the insurgency or the security situation that we are just enduring at the moment. So even logging the refugees, the IDPs in our soil is costing the government. Is it not costing the government?
Absolutely.
That's why there is no cost for peace. Anything that you can do to have peace is important. Yeah. And I'm not just sidelining or belittling what you've been saying here. It's very important. It's opinion. But I am not thinking my own opinion. The whole situation is embedded on the presence of that economic contingent that are situated in Fonyi that warranted the escalation of everything. I cannot buy that idea. And I know that the large number of Gambian soldiers are the one mounting the borderlines. We have two camps there. Fonyi, Kanilai, they are there. And also the block ones. So they are all there, and even now they are the one mounting our borderlines.
Dampha, the problem in this discussion,
I can see
narrowed down the discussion to the economic. Yeah. What I have said.
No, that's what they are saying. That's what they are saying.
Now let's move on. Now,
let's
move on to the topic now. The next topic we have, which is the election, the state of campaigning and electioneering in the NPP and the GDC. Now that should be our last topic. Yes. The third one would have been our thoughts on how to call it, the leaked report of the amnesty committee of the TRRC very, very quickly. Because I know when it comes to the politics of the fire, Edie, do you think, would you agree to any suggestion from anybody that Sana Sabali should be considered for amnesty?
You know, that will be subjective.
Okay.
And I do not want to be subjective in making analysis.
But giving all the reasons they have said.
Sana Sabali, like all other Gambians who have participated in the 1994 to 2016 coup or government, who have directly or indirectly contributed to the maiming of Gambians, are all culprits. Now, what are you going to do? How are you going to handle them? Who came out and said the truth as it is, and who tried to hide the facts so that people will not understand? What is the main aim of the TRRC? Is it out to punish people, or was it made in order for people to know what the truth is? We reconcile and we move on as a country. You made one valid point in your introduction that some people are given amnesty, others are not given amnesty. What criteria did they use? These are things that one has to look at in order to find justifications or otherwise. I am not privy to the document.
Well, they have
I do not know the justification.
by summary, very quickly, they said Sana had made full disclosure, showed remorse, took part in reconciliation process, and above all, his crimes came before the enactment of the Rome Statute. That outlined crimes against humanity.
That's what they say.
That's what they said, basically.
Okay, and
he
they
showed
say-
remorse, he took part in participation, he owned up to his crimes, gave a full disclosure, and above all, his crimes came at a time when the Rome Statute, which which is now the the playbook for for prosecuting crimes against humanity, was not in place then. That's and for people like former Vice President Aissatou Njai Sedi, they said she did not give full disclosure. She did not own up to taking responsibility by giving the order to the army in the absence of Jammeh in her capacity as the Vice President. Gave the army the instructions to shoot the children. Because of all this, she is not considered for amnesty.
Now it is for us to
Gambians.
compare these two positions.
Yes.
And tell me who is of lesser evil, who is
Yes.
a lesser evil.
A lesser evil.
Because they are all
evil, yes.
But who is a lesser evil?
A lesser evil in this.
So this is a competition between who did less and who did more.
Good.
And
Now,
we
it will be the job of the government, because these recommendations are given to the government, it must be said, to deal with it. Either to give amnesty, as recommended by the TRC, or to deny it. But then, of course, it tells us what the TRRC think of these people.
I really don't want to dwell into that.
Huh?
I really don't want to dwell into that.
What about you, Dampha? Do you agree with TRRC on one way or the other?
No, really, I have to make it clear. You know, TRRC is like a body that is legally constituted by our law, National Assembly, and they have a mandate. And I think within their mandate there's an amnesty clause. I think if I'm right, it's
they said so.
Section 19 or something like that.
There's
in the
an
TRRC
amnesty.
Act.
Yeah.
So that says, in first place, if any witness comes in here and you say the truth, all truth, and you abide by all the requirements, all the procedures of like how you rightly, you show remorse, you show that you
made full disclosure.
You regretted what you've done.
You own up to it.
You know, and now you take the responsibility, and now you just make yourself, you submitted like some submissiveness. You did everything, and you say, "This is me. I did this," and you don't feel pompous or feel big or be proud or whatever. So it depends on TRRC to assess the whole thing and come up with their recommendation. So if they came with the recommendation, now as you rightly made mention, they did their job. It's now left to the public.
But do you agree, in your perspective, Sana Sabali should be given amnesty?
Yes, I agree.
The victim center said.
I agree, simply because when TRRC was set up, and when they are saying that there should be an amnesty to people who found wanting or guilty, but if they do this Y, A, and Z, they must be given an amnesty. TRS, victim center or whatever, or any other institution should come and against. There shouldn't be any amnesty in first instance. Anybody who is found wanting, full force of the law.
The problem
but when they accept, they were mute by then, and now they want to implement the part of their proceedings.
So you agree that
I agree.
The caveat is the TRS themselves said there are certain kind of crimes which are not pardonable, which cannot attract amnesty, and that's crimes against humanity, which of course fall into Sana's case. But because they said these reasons, Rome Statute was not in place when his crimes were being committed. One of the reasons they gave. You still agree that it was?
That's what I'm saying. You know, there could be contradiction then. TRC is the one contradicting itself in this case, because you said there is three kind of crimes. Crime against humanity
will not be.
In international level, we all know it. Crime against humanity, war crime, and others. You cannot be, it's unforgivable. There is no kind of amount of amnesty can be given to you people if you committed such kind of crimes. But within their confined laws, in the or act within their jurisdiction here, as TRC, they said it.
Yeah, that crimes against
amnesty could be provided. But these are the criteria for somebody who qualified to be given an amnesty. This. So are they not thinking ahead of that before they given that kind of assassin in their...
Yet you agree that Sana should be continued?
Me, based on their recommendations.
Okay.
Because me, I cannot subvert their authority. Opinions...
what do you make of, in that case, what do you make of Omar Oya Jallow, who everybody believed was the most honest, too honest for his own good?
Until and unless the
and he's denied amnesty.
He's denied?
Yes.
What was the reason why he was denied?
Well, I think it has to do with his crimes fall against crimes against humanity.
Good. So
but Sana's crimes, executing 12 soldiers, summarily executing 12 soldiers.
But the laws cannot be retroactive. Laws cannot be retroactive. If
that's what they said exactly.
Good.
That's what it is.
So that's the thing.
That's what the TRS.
Good. If the TRS says it happens in a time whereby these other laws that we can use to prosecute them, even like if it is like crime against humanity, if the government sideline it, a group or somebody else can take up and take it to International Court of Justice and prosecute them there based on the international law.
You come with the right phrase they used. They said
it cannot be
in Sana's case.
So me also I concur with them.
Bojang, do you agree with Edrissa suggestion for amnesty for Sana? And probably do you disagree with denying amnesty to Oya and Daisarunjai Seri?
I'm getting confused with the TRRC thing altogether.
Yeah.
Where is the reconciliation aspect of the TRRC? I cannot see it come into play as we dilate on these issues. As a country, we were talking about the Senegal.
Well, at least I saw Edward and Sana supposedly forgiving each other. Baba Lee said he forgave the soldier who tortured him, or etc.
Was there any reconciliation between Sana and the families of the 12 soldiers?
No, I don't. They said he participated in reconciliation, but I don't know whether exactly.
Was it between those 12 executed soldiers?
So your trouble is there's no reconciliation.
Yeah. For me, I'm seeing little on reconciliation, but more on prosecutions and all those things. As a country, I believe we need to move on. We need to leave the past behind us, no matter how painful it is, and we move on as a country. We can get there. We have a lot to do. We have generations yet unborn.
So you mean we can leave people who kill people in cold blood?
No, I am not saying that. Justice can take its course, and the Gambian Constitution guarantees presumption of innocence until proven guilty by a competent court of law. I haven't seen any of them tried in a court of law, and I think that is something that we should now be looking into. Try them And if the courts found them wanting, then we can see what next to do. How can we reconcile as a nation? I don't think we need to...
But that's what the TR is saying. Prosecute them. If you prosecute them, you'll find out whether they are guilty or
Yes,
not.
I think they, anybody who commits crimes against Gambians, I personally would want to see the person prosecuted.
That's what they recommended in some cases.
Yes.
The problem is,
Yes.
the issue is, do you
there should
believe,
not be cherry-picking here and
do you
there.
believe in this one or the other? Do you believe, for example,
No, I actually believe whoever commit crimes against Gambian, and we have enough evidence to try the person should be prosecuted, because Gambians are...
there are certain categories. There are crimes they said are not going to attract amnesty because they are crimes against humanity.
Yes.
That one, there's no way.
No amnesty for
yes,
that.
no amnesty. That's direct prosecution.
And-
but there are others who...
And that is like
whose crimes may not fall.
torture.
Whose crimes may not fall under crimes against humanity, but equally they are grave crimes. But then they have complied with the conditions of the TRRC for amnesty, which is full disclosure, so remorse, among other things.
But for me, if I am to advise, what I would say is let's try and reconcile. Let's bring the perpetrators and the victims and see how we can reconcile them and how we can move on as a country. And that way, we will make our Gambian history, because we are Gambians who are very, very much forgiving, who are tolerant, who are accommodative, and all those things. And that culture needs to be taken to the next level. We just can't leave it like that. These are things that has happened, and it's like we say in Mandinka, you know, and all those kind of things. You know, we apologize to those that are living with the pains and all those things, and the country consider giving them assistance here and
compensate
there,
them well.
Compensate them
Because
well.
even that's an issue.
Yes,
the
compensate
reparations
them
are
adequately. I don't say you give them 10,000.
that's right.
Let us give them adequate compensation.
Yeah.
And
Well, the government said they are
let
going
them
to
forgive and we move. That is my.
for the government said they're going to take over the compensation aspect. There are reparations from the TRRC where they stop, and they're going to form a body that will be victim compensation fund. Who will administer these compensations, and they have already put $155 million aside for that. So the government said the bill will be among the first to be introduced to Parliament, the next Parliament, where the two of you will be there. I hope you will definitely.
No, for me, that would in fact be small.
Yes. No. They said that's not enough. They are going to raise more funds through their counterpart, through their partners.
All the victims.
They didn't say that is small. They said they are going to raise more funds through partnerships.
Yes, they can do it.
But when the bill comes to you, if you are elected on April 9,
I will not think twice.
You will not think twice. Essa?
Yeah, really, it will be a very good start. But I think he said two things here. Prosecution, that he said that he is recommending anybody who did something foul to the Gambians to be prosecuted. And now he's saying also, reconciliation and stuff, which is weak.
The crimes that cannot be forgiven. That's what he's talking about.
He also categorized.
Yeah, he also categorized.
So, okay.
I am more into reconciliation and forgiving each other.
He said, where possible, crimes that doesn't fall on this kind of categories, that one can be managed.
That really can be managed.
All right, let's start with you, Essa Dampha. You are contesting for the NPP, Kombo East constituency. Very interesting area, because that's one area where you don't have the incumbent. The person who was holding there on the UDP ticket is no longer contesting. You are 4 or 5 in number.
We are 4.
You are 4 in number. How is the campaign going?
Thank you.
What do you rate the chances, your own chances?
Yes. Really, we have no problem since the beginning of the campaign, because what we did is like to agreed with IEC, each of us, because we are 4 in number.
4 in number.
Is given a designated day, like the whole constituency will be on under your watch. Then you can decide either you're going to caravan it to go around or to hold rallies. So, but the whole day, is going to be.
Oh, that's interesting. You are saying that you arrange in such a way that on Monday, throughout Kombo is going to be Essa Dampha.
Dampha, yes.
On
yes.
Tuesday,
yes,
it's going to be another person.
Yes.
On Wednesday, throughout the constituency.
Yes.
Until your turn to return.
We turn it again.
And that's equally distributed.
It's equally distributed. Okay. We all agree to all our candidates and our agents.
That's interesting.
That helped to mitigate the crime ratio, clashes here and there. So it was
it's not interesting.
It's helpful.
It helps you to save money.
And also, yes, it's also there.
He's talking
but
from
in
experience.
Politics, there's a many way of doing politics. It's not about only on main campaign trail.
Okay.
Even though if you are not on campaign
but in that case, what about if President Barrow comes there? He's on tour. When he comes and it's not your duty, what is he going to do? It's not your turn.
What happened?
It's not your turn on that day.
It's not all the constituencies do the same.
No, your constituency, for example.
No, it's not coming there. I don't think so. Because
it's not coming there.
What happened?
He's on a countrywide tour. He's not coming there.
He ended it on Thursday. Yes, on Thursday.
Finished now?
But the point is, I don't know the next leg how it's going to be.
That's what I'm saying. If he comes we are already coming to Pirang on a day that's not your turn. You are going to violate it.
We are already in Ramadan, so we've yet to see the second leg of it.
You think
so there is no itinerary been brought to our attention yet.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not speculating it not hold, but I'm not having 100% optimism that.
Make sure he comes on your day, your turn.
Yeah, we will want that.
Yes,
we will want that. But I really cannot say for certain that for sure that it will.
No, but that's why you should tell him my day is Monday. So, Mr. President, when you are coming, don't come on another candidate's day.
Yeah. No,
but
they
will
saying,
query it.
If that will happen, they'll consult us.
Okay.
Before they put up the itinerary for the second leg, they'll consult us as the candidates to know what they do.
I will have one or two things to tell.
Ask him. Okay, go on. Now, what is the chances? What is the chances now?
Yes, so
because I see there is
no hiccup, as far as I am concerned.
Okay.
The chances is very high. It's huge. I can confidently say I'm at 70% for now.
Who would say I will not win because
no, what I'm saying, I said it here over and over. When we converge here,
I know so many times
when the presidential election was fast approaching, when I had debate with my contenders here, I said it. We are working on the markets. We are not working on the.
So you are sure that you will get 70%?
Yeah, the same thing applies to
how many voters are in there?
We are about close to 28,000, 27,430.
27,000.
Yes. Yeah,
okay, that's quite
eligible voters there.
Okay.
Almost close to 28,000.
And you believe you will get?
Yeah, I know for certain. I know for sure. 100%, confidently, I can confidently say 70% will vote for Essa Dampha and NPP. I have my reasons. One of it, they never go against the government because we won there with a clear majority in the presidential election.
But they went against Jamme in 2016. So that's
no. They went against us. Jamme won there.
Oh, Jamme won it.
Yes, Jamme won there. I led the caravan tour on my own constituency, but we lost there.
Oh, that's interesting.
They voted for Jamme and APRC in 2016.
So they always vote for the.
They always vote for the
government
of the day. And what the replica happens, when 2021 election, they voted massively for NPP. And the second thing, I have a rapport and interaction, and they know that so far so good. When I will win, I know. When I will also lose, I will know. And when I will win with a narrow escape or narrow margin, I will also know. But as far as the things is unfolding,
you are concerned.
I'm very much confident that I'll grab 70%.
Honorable Essa
I'm not settling with anything less than 70%.
Honorable Essa Dampha in advance.
Thank you.
Lamin Bojang.
Yes.
Brikama not.
Yes.
The incumbent is there. Alaji Esdabo, very powerful candidates.
Oh.
You have another of your namesake, another Lamin Bojang who's independent.
No, NPP.
NPP. Oh, NPP rather, yes. Then you are Lamin K. I wonder how even IEC will struggle really to identify you. Wow. So how are you how's your campaign shaping up?
It's getting on fine. It's getting on fine, and hopes are very high that I would dislodge the incumbent.
Really?
Yes.
I like it. That was very powerful in the UDP.
In the UDP, yes. But no more, not anymore in Brikama, not constituents.
How will you explain that?
Lot of contributing factors.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to talk directly about my opponent.
Oh yeah, you don't want to personalize it. I mentioned him because he's incumbent. So Essa doesn't have such troubles. He and everybody is all of them are freshmen.
Directly, but I know that the performance of National Assembly member for Brikama North is quite unsatisfactory.
Okay.
So this is the reason why I entered the race, and I am now confident of winning the race.
How many voters are in there?
36,000.
36,000. That's quite a lot of people.
Yes.
And 4 candidates, is it 5?
4, yes.
4 candidates.
4. One independent, GDC, that's myself,
and yourself.
GDC, UDPs, Essa Dampha, and NPPs.
You know, that Brikama, the whole area is known to be either either UDP or NPP. GDC is not known to.
It has never been. Brikama has never been.
No,
NPP.
Listen. In the past, set of
because
things.
this is the first time that NPP is coming.
That's
so
what I'm
Brikama
saying. I mean, UDP and NCP were one and the same. So many people might think that the race is going to be 2 horse, NPP. But you are telling me that GDC is in fact getting upper hand.
Of course, yes, because we have the backing of the.
So it is
it
is your candidature that is going to change everything.
Yes, my candidature.
What do you have special to offer?
First and foremost is the health care delivery. You know, I want a standby generator at the Brikama hospital because I have seen instances where women lost their lives whilst in the operation theater due to power outage. So that got to me to an extent that I want us to get a standby generator. You know, and secondly is the condition of our market. You get into the Brikama market, try it once, and you would not want to.
So let's go back. The problems in the hospital.
Yes. The problems of the
shame,
market.
according to you, shame on NPP.
Yes.
The problem with the council,
with the
shame
market,
on the UDP.
No, the
Yeah,
problem
because
at
they are
market,
the councillors. They are in control of the council.
Yes, they are in control of the.
So how do you want to
but
change
they have the NPP chairman.
No. Listen. Oh yeah, you are right. Oh now, yeah. So
we have Sirifo Adama
okay.
Barrow
So you have every reason to fight against either NPP or the UDP. Yes, you had that.
Yeah, but you know, Sirifo is still, you know.
I have something to contribute.
Okay, let him finish.
To all of you.
Let him finish. Eddie, will be the last one. Yes. How you said? I mean, your candidature really will change the whole.
Yes.
You said the hospital and the market and other places are neglected under either the NPP or the UDP.
Yes,
leadership.
I definitely know that my main function as National Assembly member is not to look after those development aspects. It's not to bring generator. It's not, but the welfare of my people is my concern. I know my primary function as National Assembly member will be to formulate laws for the country, perform the oversight functions, and the next most important thing is the welfare of my people. And I have seen that being neglected for quite a long time. Brikama and Brikama North most especially in particular is a constituency that is endowed with a natural resource because we have a gravel mining center in Bafuloto, Kubune, and Galoya. Now, there are royalties collected on from users of those quarries.
Collected by the council.
Collected by
Geology
and the area council. And we have seen that these communities are not benefiting anything from these royalties. So I want to ensure that these communities benefit directly from these royalties if they elect me as their National Assembly member. I want to use community-driven development projects to enhance a better living for the people of Brikama North, because I have seen in other villages where communities construct their own market at zero cost to the government, or government doesn't even contribute a dollar to the construction of those markets. We can do that in Brikama because we have over almost 100,000 residents in that constituency. Now, if we come together as a family, we can rescue our women from that poor condition, poor environment. Because the Brikama market, when it rains and you step into that market, you will not want to repeat it.
Yeah, that's true. Eddie, you want to say a word or two to these aspiring candidates from different parties?
What I want to tell them is, in the first place, before belonging to parties, you are Gambians. You have brothers and sisters across the aisle, and you are seeking to serve them. are to be their servants. You are not going to be their patrons. And no one has compelled you to seek for that position of service. It all came out of your own volition. We are just talking about peace a few minutes ago. If you are given the opportunity, the peaceful nature of the country will be in your hands. You can also lead the country to volatility. That depends on who you are going to be when you are at that National Assembly. So look at the laws, study them, know if they are human friendly or if they are laws that will trample on the rights of the people. Make your wise decisions.
Okay, I want to interject here. Can I just interject? I belong to a party called GDC.
Allow me to learn.
Yeah, listen carefully. He's saying that
what I am giving
he said
is just a word of advice.
I understand.
Allow me to learn.
Let me finish. He is.
Allow me to learn.
Yeah.
I have spoken about the laws. When we are also to ratify bills, loans, bilateral relations, grants, study them. Look at what effect they will have on our communities, whether they are viable or otherwise, before ratifying anything. Because that will ensure that we live in peace with our brethren and sisters. You are the ones who want to be representatives of the people. So it behoves on you to be au fait with world trends and deliver the best to the Gambian people. I wish you all good luck.
Thank you. I belong to a party called GDC.
I think we can't
go any further.
We can't go any further. That is the best place to wrap up this.
Thank you.
But I want to thank you very much in your individual capacities yourself. Lamin KD Bojang, the GDC.
It's not D, it's B.
It's B.
B as in Banjo.
Okay, can you say the full name now? Lamin, what does B mean?
Would I want to say that?
No, listen, Lamin B, what does the B stand
K force.
K. Lamin for K stand for?
For my mother.
That is
Kadi.
Lamin Kadi.
B. Bakari.
Lamin Kadi Bakari Bojang. Candidate for GDC. Nothing is left out from your names now. In Brikama Notes. Congrats, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best of luck there. Essa Dampha, contesting for National People's Party, NPP in Kombo East. We wish you very good luck too. And of course to our expert in the studio, Edrissa, Jallow, for all coming and sharing your perspectives on national issues here on the Brunch on Kerr, which will be back next Saturday, election day, perhaps in a different format, but we surely will be around. Thank you for now.
Thank you too.
Data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data. It's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia?
Data bundles. Buy 20 megabytes and get extra 4 megabytes. Buy 50 megabytes and get extra 10 megabytes. Buy 100 megabytes and get extra 20 megabytes. Any amount of Gamcell data bundle you buy, you will receive 20% extra data for free. Dial *302 data amount hash or go to your Yaiborom menu and choose your data bundle now. Gamcell data. It's fast, lasts longer and very reliable. Gamcell Yaiborom.
Planning to have an uninterrupted electricity and water supply from solar energy in the Gambia and beyond? Worry no more, because Solar Enterprise will provide you with the solutions at reasonable cost. We have experienced personnel who can install and advise you about your electricity and water supply with a warranty period. We have good quality solar products from North America and Europe. We provide services and sell products to individuals, organizations, institutions, private offices, communities, and government. These products are solar panels, batteries, charge controllers, inverters, water pump, water heaters, freezers, submersible pumps, and general solar accessories. Visit our stores at 48 Karaba Avenue and Brusubi Highway, or you can call us on 7657 479 980 8483 340 9400 or 635 9906.
We live in a day and age where technology is creating a world without borders, filled with unlimited potential to improve the lives of the people around us. Innovarex Global Health ushers in a new way of leveling the playing field with increased access to quality healthcare services delivered at your doorstep. Our qualified professionals are equipped with state-of-the-art point-of-care testing technology to conduct tests such as kidney function, liver function, electrolyte tests, body composition, hemoglobin, A1C, and many more services with the highest efficiency in delivering results. The addition to our flagship, Wellness on Wheels, more fondly known as WOW Delivery Service, brings the entire clinical experience full circle. IGH has remained committed to creating the future of healthcare delivery. Gone are the days of sending loved ones outside the country for basic medical services. Innovarex Global Health offers a new peace of mind and takes pride in delivering the quality of care we all deserve.